How do you manage differences in personality types? Okay, so I noticed you didn't roll up your sleeves like we talked about.
What do you want me to do? You want me to roll up my sleeves?
I mean,
will that make you love me?
You're just looking a little uptight. You know what I mean?
Want me to unbutton my shirt?
Yeah, I think everybody would appreciate it. There we go. We can breathe now. Okay, maybe not that. No. One button. Oh my gosh. What is this, Austin Powers? That's enough. That's enough. Thank you.
Do I make you Randy, baby? No, the answer to that is probably not.
Not at this moment, no.
Two? One button?
I think it's just the top one, but also roll up your sleeves. Like show me that you're not scared of me. You know what I mean? Can you roll your own sleeves?
Are you trying to change me?
No.
This is
I'm just trying to make you relax a little bit.
Did you notice my watch?
Do I ever notice your watch? No. Is that the question?
Never. You never. I get new watches and you never say anything about them.
Because they all look the same.
Listen, the best part about having a wife who doesn't care about watches is that I can get new watches all the time and she will never say a word.
But if I can intercept the package.
Which she never does.
I think you're wrong about that.
Oh, oops.
I think you're wrong about that.
Yeah. Well, okay. Does this look more presentable?
That is so nice.
Do we feel like we're in the living room? You look like a
chill entrepreneur right now.
That's what I was going for. Like chill Silicon Valley VC bro.
Oh, you got the wrong outfit on. Yeah. That ain't it.
Okay.
That ain't it.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm just me.
Okay.
Do you love me?
Of course I do.
Well, that's all that matters.
Do you love me?
Sometimes.
That's reasonable.
All the time. All the time.
That's a win.
Welcome back to Common Goal, the show for partners in life and business. I'm Vincenzo.
I'm Amy.
And we are
the Landinos.
Good.
I did it again.
You said it way better than I did. You were more excited about it.
I'm louder. I think that Midwestern girl saying your really Italian name.
Yeah.
That you
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You took my name, right?
I did. I took it.
You stole it.
I stole it. That's right. We're going to answer another question today.
Yeah. What we got?
This one is throwing me for a loop a little bit.
Oh, great.
Quayne Trell has asked, how do you manage differences in personality types? I'm type A and he's type B. So it sounds like she and her husband or her partner is not the same personality type. And so getting work done is a little bit interesting, which I can relate to.
This entire podcast is a testament to that. It's an answer to that question. So here's what I'll say. If you don't want to listen to the rest of this episode, make sure you subscribe and listen to all the episodes of this podcast.
What is wrong with you? Why would you say that?
Well, because if she doesn't want to listen to this particular episode, she can listen to all the episodes because they will all give her the answer to that question because we will react very much like type A and type B.
Yeah, that's actually quite true. That's quite true.
It is.
So you're type A?
Oh, yeah, sure. That's me.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
I'm the type A one in this relationship. I know what I want. And I usually think I can do it better than everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I know I can do it better than everybody else, but I'm definitely not.
You like to keep that to yourself.
I'm not all as organized. I'm definitely not as organized and structured as you are.
Yeah, is it even called type A and type B?
I don't even know. I never referred to myself as A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
I would have called you like type L.
What does L mean?
Just down the road, just further down.
I'm sure anyone that's ever dealt with me could probably agree with you.
I think that this comes up a lot, but indirectly, right? Like it comes up in how we manage tasks. It comes up in discussions, in arguments, in just different ways that we run our business. Personally, this comes back to roles again for me, but when, we're talking about an issue that might be happening at Aftermark, which is the company that we own together, but Vin is the CEO. And so he's the one that's in charge. He's the one making all the decisions.
Can I say this? I don't even like the title CEO.
I know, call yourself.
And she hates that. She's like, you're the CEO? And I'm like, I'm the freaking janitor.
He calls
and
himself
she's like,
the janitor.
Why do you call yourself the janitor? I'm like, because I do everything.
But the janitor doesn't do everything.
I know. But I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty on a lot of things. So I don't necessarily like titles because I think they restrict you on your identity or whatever you're trying to like.
I wonder if that's a type B thing.
I don't know.
Because I think.
Can someone look this up?
Yeah.
Can you, Taylor, look up type A versus type B? I want to know exactly what that actually means.
Yeah, that's actually a really good, that would be very helpful. Because to me, I think that titles are healthy to help somebody understand where their territory is. Because you need to give somebody some ownership of something. And they should feel like they can take the most initiative in that area, but not feel like they have to do everything. When you are the founder and owner of a company, it's different. Like you do have to be the janitor in a lot of situations. You have to be the stagehand. You have to do the accounting. You have to do so many different things. So that makes sense.
Totally.
But I think roles are helpful. I
Taylor,
guess titles is what
Taylor,
I mean.
what did you find?
Type A behavior is competitive, ambitious, impatient, aggressive, fast-talking. Type B behavior is relaxed and non-competitive.
Yeah, but I am competitive though. So, no, I'm just saying. So type A, competitive, fast-paced. That's totally you.
Yeah.
I would say I'm fast-paced, ambitious, but to me, I am competitive. I wouldn't say, but I'm way more relaxed. Like I'm totally
way
laid
more
back.
Relaxed, absolutely.
And that I think is a lot stronger of a trait in me than the others. I am competitive to a point. I like to win. I hate to lose, but at the same time, I'm also I like to. When I used to play soccer, I didn't have to be the guy scoring the goals. I never liked. I didn't have to be that guy. I preferred to, feed the ball to the guy who scored the goal. That's how I always was. So I'm okay with supporting and being a supporting character. I don't have to always be at the forefront of it. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. Because I definitely am way more chill than you.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of chill.
Zero.
Yeah, but yeah, I that's interesting. So maybe it's more the assist, the team effort. Like that's fulfilling for you. If we win, it's great because it's great for the whole team.
We win, that means I can go buy another watch, or I can go drive another ar. Like it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great ambition, and then there's like just a million other ambitions. Everybody has their own, but yeah, that's
so okay. So there we go. So type A. So we're not totally off on the type A, type B.
No, not totally, but that was much more specific, and it felt like a personal attack when I heard it. Ambitious, fast talking, competitive. I'm so competitive. And it's really terrible because I never played a sport.
Yeah.
It was very not like executed well. I ended up just having to find a way to channel it in my adulthood.
I mean, you're competitive with business and with.
I'm also competitive in my Bachelor Fantasy League right now.
I have
competitive
zero
about
words.
it. Yeah, it's weird.
Are you still in first place?
No, and do you know why?
Because you forgot to fill out the bracket.
No, I filled out the bracket, but there were 2 rose ceremonies in the same episode, and I was
sounds
upset.
like that type A behavior wasn't really paying attention.
It does not say type A has attention to detail.
True.
I missed the extra bracket. My bad.
You don't have to care about it like I do. Like I
know.
just don't care about it. You know where I am on that bracket list?
You've
dead last because I filled it out the first weekend and I did not do it again because I don't care.
These are the things we call my hobbies right now.
These are things I don't stress about.
But I am type A in like literally every area.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So what was the question again? What exactly are we answering?
I guess it's like, how do you manage the differences, right? Because
I mean, that can go so many ways.
It can. I mean, even look at it this way. Leaving the house for an appointment, like this appointment.
Oh, I leave like 5 minutes after the time.
Yeah.
Of the appointment.
Yeah. While talking about, we really need to be on time.
Yeah. In theory, like in my head, it's a good idea. It was a
great speech.
In theory, it's a great idea. It's like, oh man, I want to respect everyone that's taking their time to be there and do this. But
and I'm literally standing at the door.
I got 50 million other things that I'm doing right now. Like, holy shit.
I've got my coat on. I'm like dripping sweat from this conversation because I'm like, because we should have left already. So some of that I do realize, and I actually have had a recent doctor's appointment where the type A-ness about my life.
Yeah, this is the second time you've been called type A in the past week.
I know. It's
saying.
It's clearly, and that's why I said it felt like a personal attack because it's something I'm having to grapple with right now that there is a certain amount of it that is really the reason I feel like I can hang my hat on a few things that I've done in my life. But there is an excessive amount of it that can be really challenging from a health perspective, from like a sanity perspective, from a stress management, and certainly from a relationships perspective, because it doesn't necessarily make somebody more successful than somebody else. It's just a different approach.
Yeah, to get probably a little bit more specific for this individual that's asking the question, I think 2 type A's would not be a great, like, just not be a very good idea. 2 type B's would never get anything done, or would dream a lot, would have a lot of visions, but like execution would be very difficult. 2 type A's would be too rigid, may never allow for bigger thinking. I think for me, this is me speaking about my personal experience dealing with you, is that you've helped me reel in the big ideas and focus them, but like I could have never done that on my own. Not that I couldn't have. It would have taken a lot longer of a time to do certain things because it's just not the way I'm built. And so, but the type A, type B thing, I don't know. I just feel like it's something to understand about your partner, not so much of something that's going to deter you from accomplishing anything.
Yeah, I don't think it's a make or break. I think it's just one of many labels. And also just because...
But I hate labels, remember that.
Yeah. But I think when you are in a situation where you're trying to build a business together, it is good to know different personality types. And to find the holes where they are. They may not end up being filled by those 2 partners or by ownership.
Sure.
It may be that we're filling those holes by having the right people on the team that supports
totally.
the mission. I mean, like it's really just ends up being a team effort. So I think it's like anything. It's like, are you type A, type B? I feel like it's very arbitrary, these types of labels. You can take more detailed quizzes on this matter, and like you can take Strengths Finder, you can take the 4 tendencies I talk about, Gretchen Rubin a lot. Like there's a lot of different things that, what do you mean?
You like taking quizzes and getting all
I
these
really
numbers
do.
and
That's
getting...
actually very true.
I hate it. I don't like something to define me.
But what if it's introspection? But what if you actually learned something about yourself? Like that's what I want to know as a type A person.
I'm not saying you can't not learn, I'm not saying that you can't learn something from these things. I'm saying that I believe that there's too many people that will take a quiz and then put themselves in that box and say, oh my God, I'm a obliger or whatever quiz is, the
4 tendencies.
4 tendencies quiz. And that, listen, it helps. Yes, you have to look at it 2 ways. I take whatever, I'm type B. Okay, cool. But like we just talked about it. I've got some type A, some type. I've got parts of both, but I would never put myself fully into one or the other. With the 4 tendencies, I'm a rule follower. I'm an obliger. I'm a rebel. I'm this. Yeah, that's cool. But then there's folks that'll start looking at that and saying, oh, I'm an obliger. Oh, I'm a rebel. Okay, well, but that doesn't give you the right to be a dick, right? So like, I don't know. I don't like putting myself into that box.
I can understand that, but I think, like I said, introspection is important. And people do get this wrong. Introspection is not telling somebody how they need to react to you.
Sure.
Introspection is, this is what I know about myself and therefore how I work with it.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally, somebody would take one of these quizzes not to feel attacked, like I just said I was, but to say, oh, I'm an obliger, which means that I am best held accountable externally. And it's not going to come from me very well. So if I know that and I'm trying to do something productive, whatever that goal may be, then I can start to problem solve, reverse engineering it actually getting done. That's my opinion on it.
Sure.
But you do have to do the right thing with the information. It's the labels, the decisions, everything. It's what you do with that information.
Okay.
I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I don't know. I think regardless of what the label is, regardless of it A, B, L, apparently, I think it's still, and we've talked about this in other episodes where you still have to have conversations, you still have to have set expectations, you still have to set boundaries. All those things don't change. So just being A or B is how you're interacting with each other. I know that I can't just drop something on you, an event, 5 minutes before the event.
No.
Why? Because you need it on the calendar. You need to get ready. You need to get dressed. You need to do your makeup, whatever it is. There's a whole plan around it.
Mm-hmm.
You also need to get yourself mentally charged up for that.
Yeah.
So if you have 5 minutes notice, it's not enough time for you. It's just like, wait a minute, I don't have the energy for that. I've already expended my energy today because I know what my calendar looks like minute to minute or whatever, hour to hour. So I know where I've already spent my energy, and my energy is spent at this point. I don't need that. So it's more important to know how to interact with that rather than just like, oh, I fit into a category. And I think that, again, for me, I've started to personally understand certain things about you and how you like to live your life, really, which is through the calendar. Like the calendar is probably the best analogy for this conversation. You live by the calendar. I'm starting to learn that a calendar exists. Like,
tell me about it.
Right. And you've helped me. You've helped me learn that, hey, look, it's not bad to put things on the calendar and abide by them. It's not terrible.
It's always good to show up when you say you're going to be somewhere. Yeah.
But I think that's critical. That's the crucial aspect of it is the interaction between those comes from things that are just basic principles, conversation, communication, understanding, empathy, things like that, where, all right, I know this person, I'm not going to change that personality type. That's another thing, the A and B thing. The minute you think you're going to change someone's type A personality, you're screwed. You're screwed. You're done. Or vice versa. B, A change a B.
Big time.
Screwed. You're done because
versa.
That's like, I'm not wired that way. She's not wired this way. It's never going to change. I'd probably say, we said that we were talking about arguments and disagreements in another episode. I would say this A-B thing, now that I'm really thinking about it, is where we've had most of our disagreements. If you take a look at where most of our disagreements have stemmed from, and I wouldn't have called it this at the time, but now I'm thinking about it, is the A-B, is me trying to get you to be more loosey-goosey and you trying to get me to be more rigid. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. And that is, I can't say it enough, how much that is probably the root of most things we've talked about.
Yeah, I would just say that I realize I am rigid in a lot of ways, and that's a dangerous place to be, because in a lot of situations you do need to be flexible. There's a certain amount of flexibility. I talk about the power of saying no a lot, and I take a great deal of pride in my ability to say no, because I'm focused in a lot of ways. I don't like not having any spontaneity whatsoever, and I think that that's the really powerful thing about your personality type is your game for spontaneity much more than I am. But that, I think, is the complementary trait that I really need in my life, because where I need to not be as rigid, where I need to stay is disciplined. And I think that there's like, when you're on tilt, it's rigidity that ends up being the challenge versus discipline. And I think the discipline is that happy medium that would actually be beneficial for both personality types.
Right. But it's also an energy thing. It's how the energy is expended. I really think that's
How so?
I'll just go back to what I just said. You have a calendar. You are accounting for where your energy is being spent.
I'm accounting for the moments of my time, yes.
Correct. I am at 100%, 20 hours, whatever it is, however long, 18 hours, however long I'm awake, I'm at 100%. So I can expend my energy just as much on having these conversations, recording this podcast, or if I'm going to go and suddenly go to a dinner meeting, a business meeting, or if someone's like, hey, I want you on a podcast, or I want to have you on a whatever business call, whatever the hell it is. I don't need to account for it because it's just the stores are endless of the energy, right? It's like it's boundless.
Right. You're firing at all cylinders.
All the time. All the time.
For you, bro.
No, but that's not, there's nothing wrong with you.
And there's nothing wrong with you. I'm literally saying like, I know that about myself. And so therefore
right.
I'm just good with it.
What I'm trying to get at is to answer the question that was asked is, how do you deal with those things? It's you can't change the other one, and understanding who you are. Like, I know that's it's way too much for a lot of people. I'm way too much for a lot of people. Like, I understand that.
Okay, but let's take like a 30-second example. As type B,
ask Blake. Where's Blake? Is he here?
As type B trying to get type A to do something. What does that look like for you?
Oh my God, I might as well pull teeth. I might as well physically go grab a pliers.
But you actually have to get me to do something. Let's say it's something that's shorter term notice than what I'm used to.
All right, short term notice.
If you're being given the task of like, I need Amy to do this, how do I convince her that it's worth her changing up her thought process today?
I needed Amy to do to this podcast. We wanted to record this podcast. I had to show you value. I need to show you a plan. You had to understand like why we were doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
You needed to see what time blocks were required of you.
I'm sorry. Let me be more specific. I mean like a quick decision thing. Something that's going to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Okay.
Or less.
We're going out to dinner? Yes?
Sure.
Yes?
Sure. I mean, like I would have accounted for that time with you anyway, but.
What if I just pulled it on you?
That'd be great. Yes. You should do that anytime.
Give me an example. Tell me.
My example?
Family Zoom call?
Family Zoom call.
Family Zoom call. Well, you planned it. You put it on the calendar. So for me, that was like, oh my God, there's a freaking family Zoom call on the calendar. I hate it. Actually pained me to see it on the calendar as like it's scheduled. It literally killed me. I was like, what the? We have a family Zoom. If that was the opposite way and I just pulled it on you, which I have done numerous times with my family. Hey, we're gonna call my dad right now, and you can't handle it. You're just like, what do you mean? In order for me to get you to do that, I have to tell you how long it's gonna be, at what time it is. You need to know exactly how much energy or effort you're putting into it. Do I have to be on camera? Do I not have to be on camera? Yeah. I mean, where and when you have to know every little detail.
I don't think phrase family Zoom that I would be asking you how long and am I going to be camera ready enough? I think that example was flipped on the head because that was an instance of something that I asked you to do.
Family Zoom. You have asked. When is it? And I'll be like, in 5 minutes.
Let's be freaking honest here. You're so full of it.
Bull.
No. Let me tell you what Vin putting me on a family Zoom looks like. It's FaceTime. It's almost his entire family. They're on a group FaceTime call, and he comes to me in the kitchen while I'm cooking and trying to do something like, here's my wife, here we are, you guys. And it's an audience of at least 15 people that I didn't know was going to be there. So what's wrong with that? It is quite the opposite of me saying, oh, it turns out my family wants to have a little happy hour tonight. So I'm going to put it on the calendar and let you know that like you need to be ready for this at 7:00.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we have very different approaches.
I'd rather it just be sprung on me. Like, oh, I'm not busy right now. Cool. I'll do it. I don't know. That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
But for you, you have to know about it. You have to know exactly how long all those details matter to you.
So I guess the point of the episode is that there's these different personality types exist, and you've just got to sit in your seat, have your perspective, be able to sit in somebody else's perspective and work with it.
I think that's probably the answer to pretty much everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you want to have your question answered on the podcast, head on over to Common Goal Pod on Instagram.
Yeah.
And follow us, obviously. And then shoot us a question. We will make sure to try and get to it.
And if you can head over to Apple Podcasts and leave us your true and honest review, we would love it.
Which is a 5-star review.
Your true
I
and
say
honest
this every.
review.
I'm just gonna keep saying 5-star review until you just agree with me.
Listen, I'm here for a 5-star review if it's true and honest.
It's 5 stars.
We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.